Renee Daniela. Thank you so much for tuning in to the Passport Heavy Japan video. I have been dreaming about visiting Japan for years now. It's been at the top of my list, and to get a chance to come here with some of the Passport Heavy crew is amazing. So you guys are going to see a little bit of Mike. Anthony's also out here behind the camera, and we're even joined by a fellow travel blogger and influencer, Jet Set Christina. She's got a blog if you guys want to check it out. She covers luxury travel. It's jetsetchristina.com. So we basically had about 7 days, give or take some of the travel time, but we had about 7 days to explore Japan. And instead of just visiting Tokyo, we were told we also have to check out Japanese countryside. We split up our time. We did half of it in Tokyo, and then we did half of it in Nikko. So to get to Nikko, we started out on the Tobu rail. It's a train system they have going throughout Japan, and we took it from about the center of Tokyo to the center of Nikko, and it takes about 2 hours, give or take a little. The train itself, so comfortable. Top-notch technology. They have great Wi-Fi. They actually have little cabins that you can rent. We were in there getting our work done. We had our laptops out. So when you arrive in Nikko, there's actually quite a few options for hotels. We stayed in 2 different ones because we wanted to check out 2 different areas of Nikko. The first one being the Nikko Kanaya Hotel. This hotel is huge, and it's got a lot of history. Like first impressions walking up, in really interesting architecture, definitely is kind of inspired by older Japanese architecture. So the hotel has so many different amenities. On the rooftop, they have a pool. They also have an area that in the winter they freeze and you can ice skate. They also have a dope restaurant. We had like a traditional 3-course meal, really good wine selection, and then retired to our beds in the evening. Very comfortable. Like I said, these rooms are really spacious. But my favorite part about this particular hotel is the view that you wake up to in the morning. As soon as you open those curtains, it is this massive, breathtaking view. So the second hotel we stayed into is actually still another Kanaya hotel. It's the Chuzenji Kanaya Hotel. I do apologize if I pronounce anything a little crazy. And it's in another location. It's a little bit closer to one of the hikes that we went on. And guys, again, this hotel is great. They have like a tea room. They also have a spa. So I was able to enjoy a lovely massage there. And then they have the restaurant. The restaurant does have vegetarian options, but I would say the best highlight about this hotel is an onsen. But an onsen is basically a hot spring pool. So the first temple that we visited in Nikko is the Rennoji Temple. This temple is over 800 years old, guys. It's huge, it's so beautiful. And we were given the opportunity to take a meditation class. So if you're familiar with Japanese culture, there's like a lot of different elements that are all about like centering and meditation. But this is like an experience that you can sign up for ahead of time. So when you get there, you walk up to the temple, and then a Buddhist monk gives you a guided meditation session. So that was a really special experience. And once we wrapped that up, you know, and we're feeling calm and reflective, we took a stroll around the actual temple site. Like I said, it's really quite big, and it's in multiple layers. So when you get to the top, you have a crazy view of the area. So in addition to temples, there's also some really cool sites. One of the ones we checked out was the Togoshu Shrine. This shrine is like a collection of over 100 statues. They're all really interesting. They've got like a little hat on and kind of a little bib. If you walk up and down and try to count them, there's supposed to be 100 of them, but you're going to come back with a different number each time. So something really unique to the Nikko region is that they're actually known for wood carvings, or like the skill of wood carving. So there's, in the little town of Nikko, there's quite a few different shops. One of them you can go in and you can try to learn how to carve wood. So I sat down with the woman who runs the shop, and she taught me kind of the ins and outs of how to do wood carvings. I can tell you now, it's so much more difficult than you think it will be, but it's actually a lot of fun. So yeah, I gave it a whirl. I made a little mirror with like a floral design in the back, and I got to take that home with me. So it's super cute. I love that. So like I said, we took about 3 days in Nikko, and there's actually so many different outdoor activities to do. So one of the first places we checked out was the Keegan Waterfall. This is voted the 3rd most beautiful waterfall in Japan. But yeah, so we took a car to the top of the mountain, you get out, and you get a chance to go to the viewpoint. It's definitely the place that you're gonna take some amazing photos too. So there's 2 different hikes that you can do. One of them is only about 30 minutes. That's the first one that we went on. But at the top of it is an insane view of the Chuzenji Lake. And then the second hike you can do is the Kenjo Gahara hike. This one is about 2 to 3 hours long, but it is so incredibly beautiful. It starts out kind of at the top and you can work your way down, or you can do the reverse. But we chose to start at the top because we figured that would be maybe a little bit easier. And right at the top, they actually have one of the natural hot springs, and they have a little area where travelers can sit, take their shoes off, and soak their feet in the natural hot spring water, pretty much like a pre-hike foot bath. And so actually in the middle of the hike, you come to a gate, and this is probably like the part that made me most nervous. You come to a gate that has a little sign on the side that basically says, beyond this point, beware of bears. So far on this hike, it has been lovely, it's been peaceful, it's been serene. And now we've come to an area, where it's gated off and we are being greeted with warning signs of black bears. Because beyond this point, there are black bears walking around. So we're walking in with a risk, but I'm ready for it this too. So I was slightly nervous going in, but once you enter in the space, again, it's just serene, it's beautiful, it's peaceful, and it's seriously a great way for you to experience the outdoors. And so Chuzenji Lake is clearly a massive focus of the area of Nikko. It's a big part of the scene, it's a big part of the experiences. So if you want to be a little closer to the lake and check it out, they actually have bike rentals. So we as a team, we hopped on some bikes and we took them around the lake, like a mini tour. Taking the bikes allows you to check out the city and the town and see some of the small shops they have. You can also check out the British and Italian embassy villas. These are kind of the villas that people who are at the British embassy and Italian embassy come to for a little bit of a holiday getaway, but they're open to the public, so you can go in. They have incredible views of Chuzenji Lake, so you can sit outside, enjoy a coffee or a drink, just kind of relax for the afternoon. But in Nikko, we got to experience our first traditional Japanese meal. So you walk in, you take your shoes off, all the kind of traditional practices for eating in Japan. So this meal was explained to us as like a traditional meal that somebody may bring their girlfriend to or their boyfriend to meet their parents. So it's slightly formal, but also just traditional and amazing. We loved it. So as I said, we only had about 3.5 days in Nikko. We took the Tobu train back to the center of Tokyo, and then we checked into a hotel. And this particular hotel had some insane views of Tokyo. The food in Tokyo is something unmatched. Things that we could not wait to have: sushi, ramen, and sake. Those are on the top of my list. So we went to a place that serves sushi on a conveyor belt. They have similar things around the world where you can order sushi on a conveyor belt, but this particular place was totally different than I expected. So you walk in, they greet you, and then they take you to a seat that sits right in front of kind of an iPad or a tablet, where it has the entire menu on there and you can place your order. Literally a couple minutes later, it comes out on the conveyor belt. I'm telling you guys, amazing. Amazing. So for ramen, if you're a massive fan of ramen, there are so many different places you can go to. But I'm actually pescatarian, vegetarian, so I don't eat meat. So we found a specific place that caters to both vegans and non-vegans. And I had the best bowl of ramen I've ever had. But this spot was really small. It was located in kind of like a mall, but amazing. Such good ramen. So there's an area of Japan called Ryogoku, which is kind of like the hub for sumo culture. And so there's a few different spots in there where there's like sumo classes going on, but there's also a bunch of restaurants that cater to the traditional sumo cuisine or lunch, which is the hot pot, the Japanese hot pot.
The brunch or the lunch of the meal after the training, they often have this kind of hot pot, which is called chanko.
And we were so lucky to be hosted by an ex-sumo wrestler. He was so nice, he was so welcoming, and he basically told us all about his experience with sumo wrestling culture. So after having dinner with a sumo wrestler, obviously I was super curious about sumo wrestling. I needed to learn some more. And one of the things you can do in Tokyo is actually attend a sumo wrestling workout. But you get to see like step by step of the workout, and you literally see their bodies. You can see the sweat dripping. You can see like the intensity in their faces. It's definitely your opportunity to be up close and personal with sumo wrestlers and kind of see how an actual wrestling match goes. So samurai history is a really big part of Japanese culture. And they actually have some classes you can sign up to take to learn how to use a real authentic samurai sword, which is also known as a katana. Guys, this was so much fun. So when you walk in, they put you in traditional samurai attire. So we actually had full-on outfits. It was me and Mike who did it. And they teach you introduction practices of a samurai. So how to sit, how to stand, how to hold a sword, how to pull it out, how to put it away. Really just the basics. And then they show you how to slash the katana, how to slash a piece of bamboo. So my heart is still beating. It's like pounding in my chest. I just finished taking a samurai lesson to walk in that room and have them adorn you in the outfit, and then they hand you the sword and you feel how heavy it is. It was an incredible experience. Something that if you come to Japan, you have to try it. If you come to Tokyo, you have to try it. I am genuinely, truly obsessed with Japanese kimonos. I love them, I love the style of them. So a big point for me when I was in Tokyo, I knew I had to find an authentic, real Japanese kimono. And something you can do is go to one of the shops and they'll actually kind of size you, and you can go through a bunch of different designs and styles. And so you walk in, you pick out your favorite kimono, your favorite design. I went with like a really beautiful lavender one with some florals on it. You kind of go into a back dressing room and they will dress you layer by layer by layer. So I just felt very elegant, very beautiful. I totally recommend you guys do it. And on top of that, you can buy one to take home with you. So Tokyo has a ton of different spots that you can get amazing views of the city from. So my top ways to do it, the first one is from the Sky Tree. And so you enter the building, you can get your ticket on the first floor. And even just the elevator ride up to the top is like an adventure in its own. Like the feeling is almost like a roller coaster ride. But the view, I hope you're not afraid of heights, because that view will blow you away. The rest of the city just looks kind of like a mini ant farm. Everything is so small. It's an incredible, uninterrupted view of Tokyo. And if the Sky Tree isn't enough for you, my absolute favorite way to see this city in any city is from the air by helicopter. Japan is far too big to see only in a couple of days if you're just going by foot. So one of the best things you can do is hop on a helicopter and take a tourist. That's what I'm gonna go check out. So we took about a 15-minute helicopter ride around the city, and we actually got close enough to the Sky Tree where you almost feel like you could put your hand out of the helicopter window and touch it. There are a few fun cultural excursions that you can do just a little bit outside of Tokyo. One of them being the Bonsai Museum. So if you're not familiar with those cute little bonsai trees, there's a museum you can check out that will tell you its story and the significance of the bonsai tree to Japanese culture. It's really cool. It's not a very big museum, so it's not something that you need too much time for, but it's definitely going to show you another side of Japanese culture that you may not get to see when you're right in the heart of Tokyo. If you're into sake, you can go to some really cool sake breweries and learn how it's made, start to finish. So we stopped by a sake distillery and they showed us the basic breakdown on how it's made, how it's flavored. We got to do a sake tasting at the end of it. So this was a real treat for me. And of course, you can buy a few bottles you can take home as some gifts, or just ones you can drink for the rest of your trip. So one of the best parts of Tokyo for nightlife is an area called Shinjuku. And the first spot we went into is called Loot Bar. So from the outside, from the street, this place looks kind of like a mini cave. So we made our way down the stairs and it opens up to something that feels similar to a speakeasy if you're familiar with one and you've been to one before, but a really cool vibe, like a really cool spot. So they had all the drinks, they had some dope food. So that was an amazing week in Japan. We absolutely loved Tokyo and we loved Nikko, but obviously 7 days is not enough to experience everything. But I hope you guys enjoyed the video. I just want to say a massive thank you to my team. Passport Heavy videographer Anthony, you are amazing. We would not be able to make this video without you. Thank you for filming and editing this masterpiece. A massive thank you to Mike. You produced and helped coordinate every part of this. And a huge shout out to Tobu Rail and Beauty of Japan for hosting us and giving us an incredible experience in both Nikko and in Tokyo. And last but not least, thank you Isaiah. He's the music composer for Passport Heavy and laced this video with the beautiful music you guys have been hearing. Make sure you like this video, make sure you subscribe, and please leave us the love in the comments below. Thank you all so much for watching. We absolutely love you, and we are so grateful for your continued support of Passport Heavy. And we have so many more videos coming for you, so stay tuned.